Goju Wolf may now be the strongest ranger on his team. Okay, so last episode, Hoeru gave up his Goju Wolf ring because his wish for the Tiger Sword, or at least part of his wish for the Tiger Sword, was to see his brother / be a family again. Well, I mean, technically it isn't explicitly stated to be that, but that's realistically what it is. And last episode we learned that Ring Hunter Garudo is Hoeru's brother, Kuon. Or at least now he's called Kuon. And seeing as he did technically then get his wish, just in a very awful and unpleasant way, he left the team. He's like, well, I don't need this anymore. Hoeru works for a restaurant now, and Fire Candle sees him there. And of course he wants to destroy him and be the #1 and beat him at everything, but mainly now out of spite of Ring Hunter, because now that he's on the scene, he's being a bit overshadowed, do you know what I mean? They then have a makeshift #1 battle inside the restaurant where they're both battling to be the #1 butler. There's even somebody in the restaurant keeping score with like putting flowers on the wall to the point where like they go up to the ceiling. It's entertaining. Yeah, I'll admit, I found it quite funny. And it's after this that we really learn that Hoeru is scared to get close with people and to make friends and to stay in one place because he's scared that if he ends up loving people and forming these bonds that he'll lose them just like he did with his brother and his family many years ago. It even technically happened with not Tayahando. I mean, they were best mates, it seemed, and now he's gone. He's definitely coming back though, let's be real. And then after Hoeru admits this to himself and to Fire Candle, the Tiger Sword summons him into like that big void, and he's like, what are you doing? You need to fight. You need to fight for the earth and what's right, but you also need to fight for yourself and to make a better world for you, which, no spoilers, that was subtle foreshadowing. And while this has been happening, the other Gozyugers have been chatting and if anything facing off with Kuon, aka the Ring Hunter, where they've basically said, look, I'm out to kill my brother. I'm gonna be #1, he's gonna be gone. And they all pull a, you know, even though he's left, you have to get through us first. And he's like, no worries. Getting through you is the easy part. So then we see that they all hench in and they face off against the Ring Hunter, and he absolutely smokes the lot of them. Like 1v4, chose them the deal, the business. There is no advantage for them whatsoever. He then uses the universe rings to spawn the Red Geki Ranger, Daku, and Denjaman. Rikuo activates his Bune Red key for some extra firepower, and just look at this guy. I know I'm not meant to be rooting for him, and I'm meant to be rooting for the team, but he is slick. The way he just moves through those blasts is, what a scene. He then shoots at Denjaman, exploding him, but then, like, his power set lands on the Red Geki Ranger, and he gets his metal fist. Now, I've not seen Denjaman. I assume those fists are sort of like his weapon, his power-up. The Red Geki Ranger gets those, and I love that. If you've been watching my Gozyuger videos, you'll know this is what I've been wanting. I've wanted to see different uses for the powers. Like we saw Domon with Toro use the Jetman wings. I wanted to see them change into a certain ranger, but then use a weapon that isn't their native weapon. And whilst the Geki Ranger Denjaman fists wasn't the coolest looking combination, it's the concept that I absolutely adore. So with the fists, he starts scrapping Rikuo, demorphing him from the Bune Red mode to his normal Goju Leon mode and dropping the Bune Red key. Ring Hunter now has the key to Bune Red, and we've already seen that he's got large handful. He's got the 3 we've seen in this episode, he's got Goseija, and he's got Ninja. And there might be even more that we don't know about as well. And speaking of Boom Boomja, well, actually, this is just the changer. But I did just want to take a quick couple of seconds just to tell you very quickly about our Patreon page. It's a place where you can get early access to videos, you can get ad-free viewing, and you can get your name shouted out and credited at the end of these videos. And it's for just £3 per month, which I spent more than that today on a coffee this morning. It helps support the channel, it helps me make more content like this. I'm currently doing 2 videos a week and 1 short form video a day, and I'm trying to make my way to at least 3 videos a week on top of that. And more support for the channel means that I can do that. So if you do enjoy the content, you want to see it early, you want to see it without ads, and you want to get your names at the end of the video, then consider becoming a Patreon. First link in the description, but if not, that's absolutely fine. Subscribes, likes, shares, comments, they all help the channel. You're all great. The Rangers are then down and surrounded by the 3 Universe Reds when Hoeru arrives. Something so fucking cool happens. The team start yelling at Hoeru, telling him he has unpaid debts. Kinda weird to begin with, until you realise what it is they're actually saying. At this point, they're very much aware that Hoeru doesn't want to make bonds, he doesn't want to get close to people, he doesn't want to love people, XYZ. With this, he doesn't need to have a bond with them, he doesn't need to like them or love them or anything like that, but he has to stick around because he owes them. He owes them the debts, he owes them, one was a bar tab, one was the payback for him getting the job that Sumino got him. It's a way of saying he has to stick around while still comforting him enough to just to say, we understand your boundaries. Use this as the excuse. That's how I perceived it anyway. I mean, maybe it's not that deep, but it works. Do you know what I mean? So hey. Rikuo throws his ring back to him, having him take on Garudo 1v1. His team demorphed are on the floor screaming for him, saying, please fight, don't run. We need you. The Earth needs you. And that's when Hoeru basically says, I'm here to stay, and we're going to create our better world. Now, I said the foreshadowing earlier, Tegasword was like, create your world. Because at the end of the day, Tegasword's willing to grant one wish to other, you know what I mean? He's like, whoever's number one. So him saying, our world, I like it. We're officially out of this origin section now. He then henshins, marking the return of Goju Red, of course, since last episode. His ring starts glowing, and for the first time, the circle on his chest activates, finally giving him a personalized weapon. Ryugi has a hammer, Rikuo has a blaster, Sumino has a drill, and Kinjiro has a crossbow. Finally, Hoeru has a sword. Wolf de caliber 50. And it is hot. Very reminiscent, if anything, of Byakko Shinken or Saba, if you only know Power Rangers. Spoiler alert, I also only know Power Rangers. I had to Google his name. This sword can do bits. Not only is it very powerful, but he can slice holes in the universe and use them as portals to fight the other Rangers. It is so cool. And I think I need it. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll look good. Hoeru and Kuon finally go head to head, and for the first time, he stands no chance against Goju Wolf. Amongst using his portals as like a sort of infinite loop, he then gets the sword and does this insane finisher, causing Garuda to retreat back to his dimension and dropping the Ninja Universe ring. Obviously, he had a bunch of rings. Just dropped the Ninja one, but we take that as a win. Fire Candle then rocks up in a mech, having Hoeru call on the Tegasword, and along with the addition of the Decaliber sword, we get Tegasword, Deca Claw. I don't know how I feel about it. The name Deca Claw is sick. I think that's like the most menacing, cool, badass name for a mech. Tegasword Deca Claw, very cool. Looks wise, it's not bad by any means, but I think the addition of the sword pieces, I think just the big like box element around the headpiece just looks a bit clunky to me. Doesn't really do it, but the claw on his left arm and like the final slice finisher that it can do, I love that. And that can stay, by all means. Fire Candle then retreats, and Hoeru takes victory. I love just the mech battle in general, though. It's nighttime, it's a really cool visuals with the sun going down. Oh, just very cool. He then apologizes to his team for everything that happened, and they move forward, united, finally. Of course, not forgetting the debts. I mean, it was used as a little heartwarming scene, but he still has the debts. Back in the No One dimension, Kwon is seen to have a huge X on his back, seemingly a diseased feature slowly eating away at him. Very interesting concept. Very similar to Mike in Lightspeed Rescue when that cobra's reaching up his back. I wonder if this is going to be a similar sort of thing where he needs to somehow delay the spread and maybe then it'll take over him. Who knows? And the episode then ends. And the episode for next week does look very exciting, but I'm not going to talk about it because I will be doing a video just off the trailer we had. I'll be doing a video next week, so stick around. Subscribe if you want to be notified of when I post it, but it's definitely happening. Honestly, 10 out of 10 episode. Hoeru is sick, and like I said earlier, I think we are officially out of the origins now. I think they're a team, they're all working together, and I'm looking forward to see what the next couple of challenges are. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And is Garudo slowly dying? Is this going to be a thing that he needs help from the Gozyugers from, rather that maybe that's his wish? Maybe that's his wish to the Tegasword if he collects all the rings, or not even to Tegasword, but to Tegasword June. Can she grant a wish? Is that her purpose as well? Actually, don't know. Potentially a good question. Let me know in the comments. Do you reckon Tegasword June can grant the wish as well, and that's why he's getting all the rings for her? Man, who knows? Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. Consider subscribing. Like I said, hit the notification bell to find out when I upload the next video on Gozyuger, and we're on the road to 13,000 subscribers anyway, so if you want to be a part of that, if you want to say I was subscribed before you hit 13k or 14 or 15, now's your chance. And if you want to see more Gozyuger, Super Sentai and Power Rangers content, then click the playlist in the end card. Huge thank you and shout out to Sarah Jane, our Super Dino Mode Patreon.